Hi, I'm Brandon Knight. You're watching Sunday School here at Modern Mystic Shop, and we're doing healing crystals today. So one of the things that we want to cover when it comes to crystals is how do we actually use them, what do we actually do with them. First, we need to really understand what a crystal is versus us so that we can get into that a little bit and actually make it a part of our belief structure. I find that's really important whenever you're moving towards something to heal your body or heal yourself. You need a structure of knowledge in order to engage with so that you can actually invite it into your life properly. Crystals have a very wonderful geometric pattern. It's very ordered, it's very intact, and it's something that allows us to move toward it to stabilize ourselves because we're not. We're the sum of our parts essentially when it comes to energy. You know, Einstein said energy equals mass or matter. And so everything that's around us or everything that is matter is energy, right? And so crystals have a very unique energy because they have in physics what is known as the lowest point of entropy. And what that means is that they're highly stable. They're really stabilizing and harmonizing things for the environment. In fact, in the environment, they're one of the few things that can actually influence energy as opposed to being influenced themselves because they're so stable. And that's why we're attracted to them. We're attracted to them because we know on an innate level that they can stabilize us. Because humans, on the other hand, the way that we're made from a physics perspective is that we are the sum of our parts, or the average sum of our parts. Each of our organs has a frequency, it has an energy, and in that what's going to happen is we have an average baseline energy that's affected almost constantly by our environment. So we need crystals to help influence us, to help stabilize us, to help bring us back to more of an equilibrium. And so that's one of the things that crystals are going to do. They're going to help our emotional state, they're going to help our physical being, they're going to help everything about us because we are so influenced by our environment as human beings. And that's one of the things that you want to look at whenever you go to move toward crystals as a healing tool. You want to make sure make it a part of the body. You want to make sure and hold them a lot. You want to make sure and have them around you as close as possible. Carrying them in the pocket's okay. Keeping them around your neck is ideal. You want it around the heart and also accessing the brain on a consistent basis. Because when you do that, you're allowing the crystal to start to interact or harmonize and entrain or influence the major parts of the body. You want it to influence the heart, which is the automatic nervous system responder for the entire system. It's one of the smartest parts of the body for that. And the brain, of course, has everything running through it, all the synapses, everything like that. So we want all that to be influenced and harmonized by crystals in general. So when you're influencing the heart and the brain, then you're starting to engage all the other systems of the body from head to toe, but also the nervous system on a systemic level and things like that. But when you go beyond the biology, when you go beyond the pure physics of things, you start getting into the metaphysical properties where you start to influence the chakra systems, which are the energy systems that we have throughout our system. That's a really ancient system, has been talked about a lot throughout history. You can look that up. But you start to influence that, and you also start to influence the auric field. You start to influence your magnetic field, things that are engaged or involved with your blood. The very iron that we have in our blood engages the north and the south poles that the earth that we live on. One of the cool things about how humans are made versus how crystals are made is that we're made to connect, we're made to be open, we're made to be influenced by the environment and influence the environment, but also made to connect with the environment in a very unique way. And it's the whole reason why we can reach out and really connect with crystals in a very unique way. But we do that first by getting into the biology, which is holding things in the palm of our hands. We hold the crystals in the palm of our hands. We also wear them around our neck. Those are the ideal situations that you have with crystals. Also, if you have very large crystals being next to them, that's nice too because of the way the physics works with them, the way that they entrain their environment or influence their environment. Very large crystals and being around them is going to be heavily influential too. So those are some of the most ideal ways to get in crystals and how they work with us. Also, water is extremely programmable. So having crystals, and you need to do your research on this online. Don't have too much time to go into it within the 7-minute span we have here. But you'll need to go online and really do research. But clear quartz is always a go-to. You can do clear quartz in water. Rose quartz in water is a good one. Amethyst I've seen in water several times. But those are all really nice crystals to have in water that can entrain the water in a very real way and start to influence the being when you drink it, start to influence the system when you drink it from a physical level and also from an emotional level, and also the energy levels that we're talking about in the organs and the chakra systems in the auric field, things like that. So that's where you want the crystals to meet, is in the heart and the brain, so they can start to entrain everything else in the system, the auric field, the chakra systems, the magnetic field, the physicality of the being. So that's some of the greatest ways that you can use them is in that way, this purely physical way, and start to influence all those systems. But also meditation. Meditation is really important with crystals. Holding them in the palm of your hand when you meditate, or having them in your lap when you meditate, is really nice. Skin contact, once again, is going to be really important. If you have a nice big crystal to sit in your lap that won't distract you too much while you meditate, it'd be awesome to have that. And the reason why is because whenever you meditate, you're starting to engage the mind in a unique way, and you're starting to concentrate and focus in a unique way, and all the synapses in the brain are starting to work differently. The entire system is being engaged in a very harmonious way. You're trying to bring everything to a focal point. And in doing that, what you're doing is you're opening up the system and the being to new experiences and to new ways of thinking, to new ways of understanding, and to train the body in a specific way. And when you're engaging in that way, then the crystal has more influence over the being, and it has more of a physical anchor for energy in the environment for you. That's a positive, harmonizing, really stabilizing energy while you meditate. So that's a really awesome way to do it too, is meditating with crystals. That's always important. So those are the general ways that you can go about it. There are depth ways that you can make these a part of your field, a part of your being, a part of your chakra system. We're going to be going over that some today in Sunday school, but I wanted to cover some of the basics during the 7-minute run that we have here as far as getting in the body, allowing them to be part of the heart or part of the brain. In the palm of the hand, the reason why I talk about the palm is because you have nerve clusters here that go back to the heart, and also almost all the receptor sites for the nerves start to run through the palm when it comes from the brain. And the reason why is because these were meant to be tell-alls for us for the environment. Almost like when a cat paws water, it wants to know what's in the water a little bit, it wants to know the water's safe before it drinks it. That's kind of the way that our palms work. We aren't quite that sensitive, but at the same time, these are things you can almost tell when you hold somebody's hand. It's like, whoa, this is amazing, or oh, this is kind of clammy, I don't like it. Like, you get a lot of information in the palm. Start paying attention to how your palm responds to things when you grab hold of it, and you'll be able to tell that this has a way of speaking to you, right? And so if you put minerals in there on a consistent basis, it starts to affect both the heart and the brain on a consistent basis. Now, it takes time for minerals to do that in a way that is highly noticeable. There are a few crystals out there that right when you pick them up, you're going to be able to tell a difference. I found that rutilated, tourmalated quartz with black tourmaline in it is one of those that does a phenomenal job. After about a minute of holding that, you can really tell a difference. Also, moldavite really, you'll get a physical response out of that crystal if you're sensitive at all, if you hold it for a period of time. So just look around and start to experience the crystals. That's the main thing. I would highly recommend that you go into crystal shops and not buy online at first. Once you get used to what you want, you can start buying online, but go into crystal shops and start experiencing them with the body, allowing it to affect you. Just breathe and be open in a moment, and start to pick out your crystals that way, and start using some of the things that I've outlined in order for you to start to heal the body, heal the self, heal the emotions. Crystals are a very gradual response. It isn't overnight, like taking a pharmaceutical drug or something like that, where you tell an immediate difference. Some people will, but for the most part, crystals are very gradual. So the more you interact with them, the more you have them in your environment, the more that you touch them, the more that you have them around you, the more they're going to make a difference, and it's going to be almost on a subconscious level, and at times a conscious level. Eventually, when you work with a crystal long enough, you can pick it up and say, whoa, this is starting to feel different. So, but it requires consistent working of the crystal, and that's how they begin to heal your life. That's how they begin to have influence. So it's interaction. Thank you for listening. I'm Brandon Knight, and this is Modern Mystic Shop Sunday School Healing Crystals.